guess what? I found some more trash and today we're going to DIY it. Hey, I'm Janelle, this is To DIY For. So if you're new to my channel, you might not know, I like to pick up people's trash and turn it into treasure. Okay, I've actually just been getting a lot more active on, looking for things for free on Kijiji, Facebook Marketplace, doing some browsing within the free buy nothing groups that I'm involved in my city, but I actually just stumbled on this walking around my neighborhood. Now, it was pretty rough, not surprised nobody else picked it up because it's missing an entire drawer. So we're gonna have to come up with an idea to fix that. But I do think I can turn it into something beautiful, and I do want to say it's a nightstand and it's only a single nightstand. But you shouldn't be afraid of just picking up a single nightstand. Matching bedroom sets, not really so popular anymore, and it's kind of cool to mix and match your furniture. So it's totally trendy to have two different bedside tables. Like maybe you pick up one that you really like and it was expensive, but you couldn't afford to get two, so you thrift and DIY another one. I see these all over the place, Facebook Marketplace, a thrift store, one, usually not two, so don't shy away from them. Let's see what we can do with this thing. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. You can check me out on Instagram as well, at Janelle Steeper, and connect with me there. Let's get into it.
All right, so here's what I picked up on the side of the road. As you can see, she is looking rough. And there's the drawer that is missing. But I thought that maybe I could make this look a little bit prettier. So I picked it up and we're going to sand it down. Now, unfortunately, this is not made out of proper real wood. So there's no wood grain. It doesn't make sense to stain this. I honestly prefer to take natural wood or stain the wood and do a combination of paint and stain, but it's MDF. So we're gonna sand it down just so that we can repaint this. Now, I thought that this piece here for the shelf was gonna come out real easily. It did not. The problem is that I didn't have a screwdriver that was short enough to unscrew those screws. So I managed to rip this basically out, and yeah, I'm using a hammer to take out this screw like it's a nail, which was very difficult, but I eventually got it. So now I have those two planks of wood there and I can put in a new shelf. So what I did is I measured that space, and I have a piece of plywood here, and I am just measuring out that kind of rectangle that is going to fit in there, cutting it out with my jigsaw, and I sanded that board after I was done, and it slid in here perfectly and makes a perfect shelf. This was the easiest, quickest fix for me. I could have done a number of other things, but this was the easiest thing for me to do. So I got some wood glue and I put that on the top and the back little portions there for this shelf to rest on, glued it into place, and added a few nails from underneath to fasten it. So this entire thing has been sanded inside and out and wiped clean, and now I'm going to paint it. So you do need to go in there with a brush and get in all of the crevices and the corners. But the biggest thing that I would suggest if you're going to be painting furniture, it's really great when there's a lot of flat surfaces. And if you're refinishing furniture, you don't want to have something that has a lot of grooves that you have to sand in between. It's just easier when it's flat, basic surfaces. And I would highly suggest getting a foam roller. It will make a very smooth finish for you on all of those flat surfaces. So I did that on the shelves, on the inside, anywhere that I didn't have to get into crevices with the paintbrush. And I did about 2 coats of this black paint on this dresser. And that's really all this cost me to do because I spent $5 on a sample of paint to refinish this. So now we have this very dark shelf that doesn't have a lot of detail or character to it. So to add to this, I'm taking that bamboo shade that I've used actually a number of times in a few DIYs. I picked it up for $10 on Facebook Marketplace, and I've used it in so many DIYs. I stripped it apart, cut it down into these little tiny matchsticks, and we're gluing them across that place where we built that new shelf. It's gonna hide the 2 different pieces of wood, make it look like it's seamless and like it was meant to be there. And then I added this detail here along the bottom with long strips that go horizontal. Again, just to kind of add some detail to this. So this entire thing I sealed with a couple of coats of polyurethane, went in with a brush again in those crevices and these small detailed corners, but I rolled on the polyurethane across all of the shelves, the top, the sides, everything. And the biggest thing with doing this is it's obviously going to protect this. So I did a couple of coats on each shelf and 3 coats, I believe, on the top. And the key to this is you just do a very light sand in between, and that will give you a very smooth, awesome finish for this. So I do not have a bedside for me to kind of like showcase this on, basically because I have shelves that are like built into the wall and I couldn't just put this beside my bed. But I styled this in my living room. I guess it could potentially be used as a side table as well, but you kind of get the idea. I think I gave this thing an entire brand new fresh look. And like I said, I spent $5 on it. So let me know what you thought of this transformation, and be sure to subscribe. I'll be back next week with a new DIY.